Hi FlossTube, this is my channel Stitchlit by Claire, and I'm Bonnie Claire. It's been a long time once again since I've done this, so I am trying really hard to remember to look in the right place and film it in the right orientation, all that. But I have a little bit to show you. I feel like I'm going to just keep up my trend where my videos are going to be a little bit shorter just because I haven't been doing a lot of stitching. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I'm having another baby. So I've been really sick again. That's just what happens when I'm pregnant, and so when I'm sick I just haven't really felt like stitching. So my last video I had talked about my plans for Stitch Mania, and it had kind of gotten me back into stitching because I hadn't since we moved, and my plan was to stitch every day, but then I started to feel really sick in that time, so those plans totally just went out the window. And also, one of my projects I had picked up in Mania was so close to a finish that my goal shifted to, instead of working on something different every day, I just really wanted to finish this project. And that's kind of what's happened to my mindset lately. I'm more of a stitch on one thing at a time person right now because I just really want to finish stuff. So I've changed a lot. So why don't we go ahead and start with what I finished. So that project that I really wanted to focus on for the rest of May, I did finish. So I'll show you. And it was a digital one, so I don't have the pattern to show you. This is called Night Neighborhood by Alicia Paulson. Here, that's where you can see it all. So Alicia Paulson, her website's called Posy Gets Cozy, and you can just download this pattern. And again, this one's called Night Neighborhood. If you follow me on Instagram, my handle is Stitched Lit. And on there I write down any substitutions that I make because I do change things frequently, sometimes just because I might not have a color, or because of my fabric choice something doesn't show up super well. So I usually outline all the details on there if you ever want to know. But this I tried to stay pretty true to the pattern, so I'll try to go through and show you each motif. So number one, these were just really fun. It was like a mini finish each time. Number two, little cottage. 3, 4, and 5. I just think she is the sweetest patterns. And I'm trying to remember the name of this fabric. I had picked it up at Fire Poppies back when they were around. That was my online LNS. I miss having that store. I thought they were so great, but they moved on to different things. I want to say it was called like Petrol Blue or something like that, but that could be wrong. So that's my finish. So it's in my bag of things I finished and have not fully finished. That bag's kind of getting full. And then in another little stitching burst, I started and finished a small. So this was probably July because it's Christmas and Jolly July. I don't always do those things because I'm just not on top of it enough, but I did it this year. So this is Joy to the World from Lizzie Kate, and I stitched it on this sparkly fabric. Isn't that fun? It's called Raw Silver Belfast linen. Oh, let me fold it a little differently. So I did change colors a little bit on this one because I did want them to be like the bright and retro. That's how I've decorated my house for Christmas the last year full on was kind of the retro colors, and I'm sure this year I'll want to do that again because I just really like that right now. So you can see this shows the sparkle really good. I have a room with a nice big window. It's the playroom, so there's kids books, superhero capes, but it's got the best light, so it shows it all really well. And I tried to kind of move the angle so you could see I have some stitching on the wall. So this is the engraver's chart, right? How do I hold my hand? This is better. That's the engraver's chart from Liz Matthews. One of these days I want to do a video where I show my previous finishes, because all my old videos were so like such a weird order because I'm like starting new projects all the time. I never really had a video that showed finishes very well, and so kind of as I take out seasonal decorations and stuff, I think I'm gonna bring out finishes and just show you some of my previous things I've done. That needs to be ironed because it kind of got wrinkled in the move. And I have another one on the wall you can't see here, but that dinosaur one that I did from Owl Force Embroideries on the wall with a bunch of my children's artwork. So it's fun to finally have decorations up that I made. Next is pretty much the whip I've been focusing on. Well, actually, I'll show you another whip I started and didn't get totally into before the one that I like have been sucked into. So this is Satsuma Street. She has her Elements Sal, the 4 elements. That, all the charts have been released on that. So again, I have it digitally, so I can't show you the finished. But this is, I've been starting at the top in the middle for some reason. I don't know. And this is, I think, the one called Air. So it's just some clouds. I got her kit. So this is with the fabric from the kit. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's a linen, but it could be an even weave. I'm pretty sure it's a linen, just a black linen. And then I got the Cosmo threads with it. I thought that'd be fun to try. They're bright and lovely. I'm not such a thread aficionado that I can tell the difference between things like Cosmo and DMC. So generally I'll go with either like the variegated overdyed threads because of the look, or just whatever's a cheaper option. So then the whip that has really pulled me in, that I've been working on when I've been stitching. Again, stitching's been sparse, but this one I'm gonna finish for Halloween. I'm into Halloween. It's these square dance charts from Heart in Hand. And oh, and there's one other one, but I finished all the ones on that chart and I already gave it to my friend. I have one local stitching friend. It's actually someone who I've been friends with for a while, and we both really loved crochet. And then she started getting into cross stitch, and so now I pass a lot of my cross stitch to her when I'm done. So what I'm doing is I'm turning this into a bell pull. I have a cute Halloween bell pull hanger thingy, and I got this strip of, oh my goodness, it just left my brain. Everybody uses this fabric. Vintage Country Mocha, that's what it's called for. It's Vintage Country Mocha, like 40 count or something, because I like the tiny counts. I like to stitch with one strand of thread now. I think it looks neater, so I like the smaller counts where it gets good coverage with just one thread. So I arranged them in an order I liked, and I only have 2 more at the bottom, so I'll show you. First is the bats, creepy, kooky, spooky. I'm trying to get used to where my camera is. Haunts, tricks, treats, boo, and then last is eek. the cats, and then it's the one that says Happy Halloween. So I'll totally finish this by Halloween. I probably would be finished by now, but I stopped because I have another whip that I'm not going to show. It's a surprise for somebody who might watch. So that has a deadline. When the deadline has approached and I've hopefully finished, I'll show it on here. But that's why I've paused on this one, because I'm trying to get that one finished. And then I'll finish this one. But I'm confident I'll finish this by Halloween. And then when I turn into bell pull, which it's going to be the first time ever making a bell pull, then I can show you the whole FFO. So lastly, I'm not usually good at showing haul. As it comes in, I tend to put things away or like start working on them right away. I don't have the mindset of saving it to show. But I did right now, because I just went to a cross stitch store the other day, the Southern Stitchers shop. What's it actually called? No, Southern Stitchers, here's my receipt, Needlework shop. And that's in Virginia. It's not close, but it's probably my closest. And so I just decided to do a fun little afternoon drive and go shop there. So I actually have some haul to show this time. But when I'm not stitching, I'm not buying stitching. So I again, don't have a lot of haul. And since I'm not good at showing haul, another plan that I have is to just kind of pull something from my stash and show you like something that I really like that I'm excited to work on, so that you can kind of see like what I have in my collection in another way, since I'm just not good at the habit of haul. So I actually forgot to grab something to do that today, so I'm going to pause and go grab something real quick just so I'm ready to do that. Okay, I'm back. I'll do that part at the very end. One other thing too, I guess, before haul, I'm not in many whatever of the month clubs. I've tried different ones off and on, like with Getting Thread or Fabric of the Month, and then my stash builds really fast, and so I stop. But the one that's never gonna go away is the XG Designs Fabric of the Month Club, Fabric of the Month Club. So I thought I'd just show an example of one. This was actually maize, and I love it. So this one's marbled hazelnut. I'm trying to remember what count I get. 46. And I like the neutrals one because I think that goes with most of the things that I like to stitch, even though I'm not always stitching samplers and things. I have plenty I'd like to stitch, and other charts, just like little cutesy charts, look really good on a neutral too. So I like having the neutral fabric in my stash. So that's one I'll probably, as long as I'm stitching and plan to be stitching, will stay in her Fabric of the Month Club, because you probably know I'm a diehard fan. She's my all-time favorite fabric. I'll still try other fabrics because I love to see what's new and just give things a go. But she's just my favorite dyer. Okay, so now haul from Southern Stitchers Needlework Shop in Virginia. What I was attempting to do, oh, here's their card. Ooh. I picked 2 charts, and then as much as possible I wanted to get the threads for them, and then I also got some fabric. So I was sort of kitting it up, if you will. So the first one I got is this, the Halloween pumpkin from, wow, I took it out of the plastic, it's still very shiny, from Thistles. So I just thought this was the cutest, and I'm very much in the mood to stitch Halloween. See how shiny? So I got that, and the other chart I got. Lately I've been feeling like I want to stitch everything by Stacy Nash. This is who designed this next chart. So I don't know, primitive type things are calling to me. but that's not what I'm working on. So this is Stacy Nash Designs. Oh, my stomach just growled. Did you hear that? It's lunchtime. Faded Garden Pin Keep Drum. Pretty sure this was new this spring. I just think it's really pretty. And then on the back you can see a little more. So I also picked up that. And then just a few, my pile's gonna fall over. Then I just picked up a few of the called for threads from both charts. So you can kind of tell most of these go for the Halloween one. They had just had a Christmas in July sale, so a lot of the fabric and thread was gone. That's okay. And then I picked up one fabric. Oh, they didn't write down the dyer. This is called Rogue Mellowstone. She said it's 36 count. It's actually 40. I want to say it's Atomic Ranch Fabrics who dyed this. Another neutral. And I love it. So I like when there's just a little bit of modeling, very subtle. Looks good with so many things. So that was all my haul. And then I grabbed something from my stash that I'd love to work on, that I look forward to work on. It's a fairly recent haul, so this is one of the Ondori little booklets that I got at a thrift store. Look, 25 cents. Can't beat that. I mean, unless it's like 10. So this one's called Fairy Tales. And I'll just flip through and show some of the pictures. I think they're really fun. And I mean, it's just so different from what you find now. So there's animals. On the back there's this thing that says smocking, and I thought it said smoking, and I was like, is this some kind of like vintage ad? What is this? It's smocking, not smoking. Look at that boot. That page is not as much my style, I'll admit, but some of these other ones are really cool. Look at all these ladies from around the world, or maybe just Holland. I don't recognize the different hats. But they kind of remind me of like the old Dutch looks, so I don't know. Flowers. Okay. It's fun to have a flip through, but I do feel like it's a lot of silence if you're not interested. It's just like, cool. I'm trying to see if I can find what year or issue this is. Some of the pages are kind of stuck. Ooh, look. I like this one. Tulips, kind of. Probably. Okay, so the rest is mostly just flowers, and then there's some alphabet stuff. Fun though, huh? A rare treasure. Ooh, I like this. Houses. And boats. Boats, boats, boats. Okay, this is issue, I don't know, because then if it happens to be on sale online, like on eBay or something, you can track it down. So I wish I had that information for you, but I don't. And my stomach keeps growling, so I gotta wrap this up soon. It was published in 1980. The very last thing I want to show you, I sewed something on a sewing machine. This was just a little panel to make dinosaur pillows. We love dinosaurs in my house. So here's Mr. T-Rex. or miss. If it's Jurassic Park, here's my Triceratops and a Stegosaurus. So, not really much of a sewer. I really want to be. I'm just so bad at it. But it's partly because I'm not patient enough to slow down and make it really good. So my seams were not very pretty. So what I ended up doing was gluing this velvet ribbon down on the edges, and I actually love how it looks and it stays put really well. So we did the orange one, and this is the dark green one. So there's what I sewed. If I ever do more sewing, I'll probably have a special episode. I'm just gonna snuggle my dinosaur pillow. I'll probably have a special episode dedicated to that craft. What I plan to do soon, I really hope, is do a crochet one. I've crocheted a lot. I'm into crocheting right now. I want to make some blankets. One for a child already born, one for the child to be born, which is another boy. So this is my fourth boy, fourth child, last child. So we're a boy household here. And I'm working on blankets for those guys. And then I've crocheted a lot of toys, like stuffed animal toys. So I want to do a separate episode where I can show that to you. And so you can see a little more of what I do. And then I'd like to do an episode showing just a bunch of my finishes, and I just want to break things up like that so it's nice and organized, and my brain will be very happy. But thank you for coming, and I appreciate people swinging by when I'm very inconsistent, and who knows, with the way there's so much going on in my world right now, like how consistent I can really be, but I really appreciate it. Oh, real quick, I did want to say that I've been watching some FlossTube, and there's a new floss tuber out who I've really liked, and I'm going to try to be better at shout outs, because it's really fun to get a shout out. I'm just not good at remembering that. So this is Sew Tattered, S-E-W Tattered, and she does a lot of quilts, applique, and then working on a lot of gorgeous samplers. I think that's what kind of put me back into like Stacy Nash mode, where I'm like, oh, those are so pretty, I really want to stitch them. So you should go check her out. And other than that, that's the only one I can remember off the top of my head right now. So I'll try to be better about writing those down so I can give shout outs. My favorite is to find the new ones who don't have too many videos. If you feel like no one knows who you are, let me know. Comment, say, hey, I actually have a floss tube, and I'll come watch you, because I really, I enjoy seeing like a good variety. So, wow, like a huge eagle or something just flew. I saw its shadow and its wingspan was really big. So that's what's exciting in my world. I'm gonna go eat lunch. You enjoy your day. I'll see you later. Bye.